Aero is everything. That's the mantra of Specialized, and the brand took that to heart when they released the last version of the S-Works Venge. That bike was all complex frame shapes and cutaways, but now Specialized has released this, the S-Works Venge. But why does it look so different? In short, the last bike was a trade-off. All those complex frame shapes and intelligent cutaways made the bike really fast, but it also made it quite heavy. Specialized needed to create an aero bike that could be raced across all courses without compromise. The challenge then was for Specialized to bring the weight down, and to do that they had to remove some of the complex frame shapes that made the last bike so fast. But Specialized wasn't willing to compromise on the bike's aerodynamic speed. To help with this, Specialized turned to Ingmar, an external aerodynamics company outside of the cycling industry. It created software called Free Shape Optimization, a really clever tool that Specialized could use and input targets for stiffness, weight and aerodynamics, and it will create the tubing profiles to match. In turn, this led to the Free Foil Shape Library, a collection of tubing shapes that Specialized could place on a bike and use as and when they need. In reality, that means a less complex head tube, although it still integrates with the fork, and the cutaway on the down tube has been lost. However, the seat post and the seat tube have been made more efficient. To put that into context, the new Venge is 460 grams lighter than the previous Venge disc, and Specialized claim the frame is as light as that on the S-Works Tarmac SL5 disc. The overall weight for the bike, built with Shimano Dura-Race Di2, is 7.1 kilos. So, I know what everyone is thinking. It looks just like the Tarmac, and yes, Specialized did borrow heavily from their other high-performance bike, but there are some crucial differences between the two. For example, on the frame, the redesigned drop stays have been changed and they transition slightly differently. They're hollow and a bit longer. Ultimately, though, the Venge is the fastest bike Specialized has ever made, and it's aerodynamically superior to its climbing bike, the S-Works Tarmac SL6. But reducing the bike's weight wasn't the only consideration of Specialized. They also wanted to improve the bike's handling. And while a lot of that does come down to the stiffness in the frame and the tubing profiles, it's also about the bike's geometry. So the head tube is a touch shorter on the new Venge, but because of the top cap used, which is slightly taller than that on the S-Works Tarmac SL6, the minimum stack point, or the lowest point you can have the stem, is actually identical across the two bikes. Other key measurements that are identical across the two bikes are the trail and the bottom bracket height. This will go a long way to making the bikes feel similar out on the road. Rider-first engineering is again used to help accentuate the aggressive handling characteristics of the Venge. That means bespoke carbon layups are used at every frame size. So size smalls are not too stiff and size larges are not too flexible. The new S-Works Venge is disc brake only and electronic gearing only. It will be compatible with Shimano Di2, SRAM ETAP and Campagnolo EPS. One particularly cool feature is how Specialized has managed to fit the Di2 junction box in the back of the seat post. Apparently they had lots of feedback from pro teams saying that if they dropped the bike they could wipe out their Di2. And if a team mechanic is hanging out of the team car, this is the safest place for them to touch. Moving to the front of the bike, you'll notice that the cockpit has been completely redesigned. Specialized claims to have been able to make the Venge stem stiffer than before, and it now matches any third-party offering out there. It's available in a range of sizes from 80mm to 140mm, and it comes in different risers as well. Also new are the Aerofly 2 bars, which have a textured surface across the top, taping guides and a very slight rise. This necessitated new cable routing, and the cables now come out of the bar and underneath the stem. Specialized say this makes the bike as easy to work on as the Tarmac, which will be a relief for bike mechanics everywhere. So you can get the full S-Works Venge disc, the model we have here, or the Sagan collection model for £9,500. Both of those come with Specialized power meter. You can pick up the S-Works frame set or the Sagan collection frame set for £3,500. So there you go, first look at the Specialized S-Works Venge disc. Let us know what you think in the comments below, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.